In this tutorial, we are going to build a simple invoice follow-up system for a small business using free or cheap tools, Google Sheets and ChatGPT. The idea is simple. Instead of manually checking who owes you money, rewriting the same reminder emails, and guessing what to do next, we are going to make one spreadsheet that tells you the next action for each client. Then we will use ChatGPT to create formulas, email drafts, and a repeatable workflow you can use every week. This is the kind of AI productivity tutorial that works well on YouTube because the viewer has a real problem. They are not just browsing random AI tools. They want a specific outcome. Get paid faster, stay organized, and save time. Here is the finished workflow. You enter a client name, a job, an invoice amount, a due date, and the payment status. The sheet calculates how many days are left, flags overdue invoices, totals the money that is outstanding, and gives you a next step. Then ChatGPT helps you write a polite follow-up email that matches the situation. Before we build it, one quick privacy rule. Use fake client data while you are setting this up. Do not paste private customer information, tax IDs, contracts, or sensitive financial details into an AI tool unless your business has approved that workflow. For this demo, everything on screen is sample data. Step 1 is to open a new Google Sheet and create your main columns. Use client, job, invoice number, amount, due date, status, days until due, next step, last contacted, and notes. These columns are boring in the best possible way. They are clear, repeatable, and easy to understand later. A good automation starts with a clean table. If the table is messy, the AI output and the formulas will be messy too. Next, add a few sample rows. Imagine you run a small design studio, cleaning company, consulting business, or local service company. Add 3 or 4 clients, a few amounts, and due dates. For status, use values like draft, sent, paid, and overdue. Now we will ask ChatGPT to help us build the spreadsheet logic. A useful prompt is, I am creating a Google Sheets invoice tracker for a small business. My columns are client, job, invoice number, amount, due date, status, days until due, next step, last contacted, and notes. Give me formulas that calculate days until due, show overdue invoices, and suggest the next action based on status and due date. The important part is that the prompt describes the spreadsheet structure. Do not ask a vague question like, help me with invoices. Give the AI the exact columns, the business goal, and the output you want. For the days until due column, ChatGPT will usually suggest a formula like due date minus today. In Google Sheets, that looks like equals E2 minus today. If the due date is in column E, that formula gives a positive number before the invoice is due and a negative number after the due date passes. Then we create the next step column. The logic can be simple. If the status is paid, show done. If the invoice is overdue, show send overdue reminder. If it is due in 3 days or less, show send friendly reminder. Otherwise, show wait. You do not need a complicated system to get value. A simple next action column can remove a surprising amount of mental clutter. Instead of rereading every invoice, you scan one column and know what to do. Next, add conditional formatting. Make overdue invoices red, invoices due soon yellow, and paid invoices green. This turns the sheet into a quick dashboard. The goal is that a business owner can open it on Monday morning and understand the situation in 10 seconds. Now add a small summary section at the top. Use formulas to total unpaid invoices, count overdue invoices, and count invoices due this week. These 3 numbers make the tracker feel useful immediately. At this point, the spreadsheet is already doing work for you. But the AI part gets more interesting when we ask ChatGPT to create reusable messages. Copy one row from the sheet, remove any private details, and ask ChatGPT. Write a polite invoice reminder email for a small business client. The invoice is 5 days overdue. Keep it friendly, short, and professional. Include a clear payment request and a simple subject line. You can also ask for 3 tones: friendly, firm, and final notice. That gives you options without rewriting from scratch every time. If you use Gmail, save the best version as a template. Now your weekly process is very fast. Open the sheet, filter for Send Overdue Reminder, open the saved Gmail template, adjust the client name and invoice number, and send. For a free workflow, that might be enough. You do not have to connect 5 apps on day 1. A clean sheet, good formulas, and reusable email templates can save real time without adding complexity. If you want to go one step further, you can add reminders. Use Google Calendar to create a weekly invoice review event. Or use Gmail labels to mark invoice emails. If you already like automation tools, Make.com, Zapier, or N8N can watch a spreadsheet and trigger messages, but start with the manual version first. Here is the weekly routine. On Monday, add new invoices. Update anything that has been paid. Sort by next step. Send reminders. Add the date to last contacted. Then check the summary section. That is the whole system. For a YouTube tutorial, this is a strong format because the viewer can follow along and finish with something practical. The title is not just AI tools for business. A stronger title is How to Automate Invoice Follow-ups with Google Sheets and ChatGPT. Promises a specific outcome. You can repeat this same video structure for other small business tasks. Build a lead tracker. Build a client onboarding checklist. Build a content calendar. Build a simple cash flow tracker. Each video can target a specific person with a painful, boring task. The best part is that production is simple. Screen record the spreadsheet, narrate the steps, show the prompt, show the result, and end with the finished workflow. You do not need expensive animation. The value is in clarity. Before you use the tracker with real clients, test it with fake data. Check the formulas. Make sure dates are formatted correctly. Make sure the reminder language matches your brand. Then duplicate the sheet and turn the copy into your real working file. To recap, we built a simple invoice tracker, used ChatGPT to generate formulas, added next action logic, created visual status colors, added a summary dashboard, and turned overdue rows into ready-to-send email reminders. That is an AI workflow worth learning because it saves time every week. It is specific, practical, and easy to explain. And for a YouTube channel, that is exactly the kind of tutorial that can attract an adult audience, search traffic, and higher value software advertisers. If you found this useful, save the prompt, rebuild the sheet with your own columns, and try the same method on one boring task in your business this week.